conscious souls, chosen ones, empaths. When you finally leave this narcissist alone, they start to panic. How did you feel when the narcissist left you alone, or the narcissist ignored you? How did it make you feel? Now, they're not exempt from feeling emotions of someone ignoring them or leaving them alone, which is kind of prevalent in the narcissistic community, that they're somewhat unfazed. But how can this person be reliant upon sources of supply and then they're unfazed by it? It don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. And that's why you need to wrap your head around this concept that I'm trying to share with you. And it's very simple. You just have to let them go their own way. The moment that they walk out of your life, the moment anyone walks out of your life, whatever type of relationship, romantic, family member, colleague, associate, whatever, you need to just say, all right, you're done with them. You know, especially obviously if they're narcissistic, or not if you just drifted apart with a good friend or something like that, that's different. But I'm saying if they're narcissistic, they're toxic, they're demonic, negative energy, just let them people go in their own lane. All right. Because they're the one who's reliant upon you. They're reliant upon your stimuli. Is that the right word? Like, they're stimulated by your attention, by your devotion, by everything like that. So you pull the plug, you isolate your supply. That's what it's about. It's about isolating your supply source, right? Away from them. And nothing at all. Just leave them in silence. And that's when they start getting inquisitive, curious. They're thinking, oh, because they're not giving me attention, they must be over me. Like, they don't want you to be over them. All right. I know they've tried to break you. That's what narcissists tried to do. They tried to break you so you're unwanted. So no one wants you. That's what they want to try and do. They want to try and break you so no one wants to be around you. You're struggling. And that's why it's about rebuilding yourself after that, because you've literally been put through that to where they have broken you down to nothing. So don't look at them as the answer. But I promise you, they'll look at you as the answer when you let them go their own way. It's about letting go. This person, all right, look, let me say you've got a narcissistic parent or family member or something like that. It's different, right? But if this is someone that, and it's not different because the same concepts still apply where you need to let these people go. But what I'm saying is it's different because you were born into that dynamic, right? Or you was raised with carers or whatever that were narcissistic. Then your upbringing was in that dynamic, right? But if this is someone you met, it doesn't even matter if you met this person when you were young, when you're at school or whatever, right? Or it was your childhood sweetheart and they were narcissistic or something like that. Like, these people are not, you're not conjoined. You don't need them to survive. And if you're feeling any tendencies that you need them to survive, then it's a lot more excessive with them needing you to survive. You see, you provided a lot of answers and pathways for them in their own world. Okay. You protected them from the harsh criticisms. You actually glorified and brightened up their own image. And that's something that they lack now. So they are going through the fact that once they know your attention's off them and your attention's off of people, or your attention's on yourself, they're going to get extremely jealous. But there is something I want to put a disclaimer in. For those of you that think rushing off into new relationships is the answer, you may have heard me say this before, but I have to tell you, for the new viewers and stuff, like, as much as you think rushing off into a new relationship is the answer, it's actually not the answer, because the narcissist will know you're doing that to try and heal yourself. They're aware that's what they do, but they need to do that. They have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can actually select carefully, have a meticulous vetting process about the people that you let into your life in the future. What I think, this is off the topic, but many chosen ones and genuine souls, right? Even if you're older or you're aging, like, they age in a healthy way. Okay. These narcissists don't age in a healthy way whatsoever. Okay. So a lot of them will disappear. For a lot of them will disappear from, initially they'll post on social media, they'll do all this stuff, right? But a lot of them will disappear because they're actually embarrassed of themselves. All right? They're actually embarrassed of themselves. With how, or if they do post, it's so doctored. And that's what look, you got to know that they do watch you for a very long time. They do watch you for a very long time, and they're seeing you thriving, glowing again. For those of you that are not yet, you'll get there. You'll be glowing again. You'll be thriving again. And they do watch you, and they keep watching. When they know you've pulled the plug and isolated that supply, they don't quite know how to get you back on side. The hoovers don't work, or the hoovers go unnoticed. So many of you have not noticed the hoover that's happened. And I haven't been saying this much, but I think some of you might have to receive a hoover, or it will help you tremendously if you do receive some sort of hoover in your healing journey. Okay? But not all of you are going to get the hoover. And the narcissist knows this. They've got to be desperate. What you got to know, if you've had any type of hoover, any type fake profile, even if you're not 100% sure, but you think they've got to be in a very, very desperate place to do that. And oftentimes they do this when you leave them alone. And that's why I'm saying, don't look for it after 3 months. Like the amount of times I've heard narcissists hoovering after years, even decades from people I've had in sessions. Okay. Like it doesn't stop. They don't go away, and they do watch you every day. You know, these types of narcissists won't be able to go on a long, like, I don't really like flying on planes either, but I mean, just they won't be able to go on a long journey without Wi-Fi, say. They just won't. And not for a reason because they don't like flying or they don't like long journeys on planes. It's because they, how can I put this? They can't take the fact that they can't spy on people and stalk people's social medias. So, like, they need to keep up to date. Like, it becomes part of their life, keeping up to date with you. It's sick. It's an obsession. And when you leave them alone, like, so many of you tried to fix things, tried to sort things out, tried to rebuild, tried to reconcile. So many of you tried to do this. It went unnoticed. It didn't get appreciated. Now that was an offering that they had in their lives that they wish they took a part of, right? Have you ever had a job, for example, ring you and then you turn it down, and after you think, oh, maybe I should have gone for that interview or something like that, or maybe I should have, or you turn down a promotion or something, you know what I'm saying, right? Just an example. Like, this is the same sort of thing for them. Like, it's this huge offering that they had in their lives when you were in that vulnerable position, and they thought going off would work out better for them, and it just doesn't. Right? This knowledge needs to be spread. Please share this video with people that you think it will help, right? It might not sink into people that are very hurt, and you might have to listen back to it at another point in time. That's what I think, because I've noticed some people are going back to the older videos and they're seeing things, so things will sink in a different way, right? Or just save it in a playlist or something and come back to it if you feel the draw to come back to it. Like, all I'm saying is you've just got to leave them alone for them to realize what you are and what they've lost. It's quite simple. You just have to leave them alone. All right. Then they realize, but it's not enough for them to change their ways or correct themselves. But look, like I said, some of you are just going to have to wait for that. Not wait for it, but like what I think the rule of thumb is you get to a place where you don't want to hoover, you don't want anything, you don't want any contact from them, and then they do something, you know? And really, you need to know this. They have to be in a very desperate situation. They are lacking in supply. They are very vulnerable. They're very insecure. They're very damaged. They're heavily damaged. And they've run into toxicity, and they're looking at you as an answer, and they want some kind of supply. They know they can't win you back round, but they want you still as part of their life. Really, that's basically what it is. They want you still as a part of their life. So, please, people, wrap your head around this. You've got to know this. It helps you on your healing journey. It helps you for your future. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. If you'd like to donate or support to the channel, you can. Check out Zion Spiritual and check out Zion Music. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.